were times when he teased us with, his lack of form in England, for example. But then he overcame that on the next tour. That's the greatness of this man, that he learned from his mistakes, corrected his mistakes, and dominated the bowling again. That's the hallmark of a champion, and he reflected that time and time again.
Right. Mr. Sundaram, who do you see as the next player who could carry Virat Kohli's legacy forward in red ball cricket?
Well, that's a little tough question because, if you see the players that we have coming up are people like Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant. These are the two main contenders. Bumrah is also there, but then, Bumrah's fitness again, because fast bowlers challenge themselves physically, right? That the very nature of the beast is like that. So you don't know how long and whether they'll play a whole series or not, itself is in doubt. So, you have to have a player who walks into the team in the format and also holds his place. Now, therefore, these youngsters who are coming up will be challenged because they have to show the consistency that is required and the commitment. So, now too much of limited overs cricket is being played. And the reason mistakes creep in the longer format is because you're playing shots which you normally play in the shorter format. But there's so much of that for back down that mistakes do creep in. And therefore, this is the test which they'll have to face, whether they can, correct their mistakes and hold their own in the longer format, show the patience, the technique, the temperament, the character. Test cricket is a great test of one's character. It will very soon shift the competence of a player. So you are always challenged in the longer format, and therefore I think these younger players will have to really work hard to fill in the gaps of, say, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli now.
Right, Mr. Sundaram, finally, before I let you go, Virat Kohli's decision to retire from Tests comes just days after Rohit Sharma announced his immediate retirement from the format, making the end of an era in Indian red ball cricket. Now, with both, I'd call them pillars of the modern Indian Test side stepping away almost simultaneously, the team now faces a crucial leadership and and transition phase. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, surely. But this was likely to happen sooner or later. Both were sort of towards the end of their careers. It's not something which the selectors and the others were not aware of. They were aware. And younger players are coming up. You have to blood them. You have to throw them into the deep end and see whether they can swim or sink. So that challenge is there. Every country is going through that. It's not only India. And these champions have to make way for younger players. While you're concentrating on batsmen, let's not forget that we've also seen the retirement of Ashwin, who's taken so many wickets, and he'll be missed, especially in the longer format. So we've got also bowlers, we've got also others who are aging, and let's not forget that the lifespan of a fast bowler is not as long as a spinner. So therefore, we'll also have to plan. We have to have bench strength. Tournaments like IPL have definitely given opportunities to youngsters to show their skills. Some of them can be blooded for the longer format. And I think that is where Indian cricket has got the depth. It's got the character. It's got we've got a whole system there. Under 16, under 19, under 23. So people will be thrown up. Youngsters will come up. And this is the time they have to accept their if there's an opportunity for them to play, they have to capitalize on it. Because a test cricket cap doesn't come easy. It doesn't come to everyone. So when they get the opportunity, they have to play. We've also got players like Pujara who have been recently sidelined, right? He's still playing cricket. He's still playing the longer format. Whether they can go back to him, why not? In an important tour like England, and he's got experience of playing there, it may be a good decision to recall Pujara. So, we should be willing to accept new challenges and take the best course and see that the best team available plays the series in England. It's a 5-test series, and it's not going to be easy.
Right, and sir, let me also ask you this. What lessons should the new generation draw from Virat Kohli's dedication to test cricket in an increasingly T20-driven world?
Well, this is the thing that I was just mentioning, that, it's a different format, it's a longer format, and therefore, if these youngsters are given the opportunity, this is an excellent opportunity for them to become the champions of the future, to play like Virat Kohli, play the innings that defines a test match. That means you have to bat for 2 or 3 sessions in a test match, maybe a whole day. Now, if you don't have the temperament and the technique to do that, then you can't claim to have a place in the side or the same type of record as, say, Virat Kohli. So this is where the youngsters have to now mentally and physically challenge themselves and play the waiting game to leave the ball which is going away. In T20 cricket, every ball you try and hit. In Test cricket, that doesn't happen. You have to wait, you have to dominate at the right time. Sometimes you have to give the bowler the first half session, and then in the second and third sessions you capitalize. So you have to think about the game. You have to plan differently. You have to look at different situations with that play ball. 5-day game, it changes session by session. So you have to win at least 3 days out of the 5 days to win a test match. So this is where the youngsters have to learn that it's a longer format. They have to show the temperament and the technique. I'm sure there are wise heads with the team who will guide these youngsters. People like Rahul Dravid are there, VVS Lakshman, they're handling the youngsters, they're handling the NCA and things like that. And therefore, there's a learning curve for these boys. They're young, they're hungry, they want to be test players, I'm sure. So I think this is where you see, if you notice, there are 3 or 4 countries that are, looking at test cricket. The others are not. But if you look at, say, England, Australia, India, and New Zealand, maybe South Africa. South Africa sort of, now in the Test Championship final. So I think you can count them in. So 5 countries are really concentrating on Test cricket and still thinking it is going to be a challenge. But other countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and so many others, they are sort of not quite there, if you ask me.
Right.
I hope they do rise to the occasion.
Right, Mr. Sundaram, do you believe that Virat Kohli could have played a few more years of Test cricket, or would you say he's time to try it?
Look, this is your body telling you what to do. It is easy for us to sit in studios and talk about it, but he is wise enough. He knows what the requirements are. He's played enough Test cricket to understand that. And I think, you have to be mentally and physically ready. If you're not mentally hungry, it's better to leave rather than go half-heartedly and, somebody pushing you there, ek series or khelo, that sort of thing. That doesn't work. You have to be mentally tough. You have to be physically ready. 5-day cricket is very tough on the body. And, he's not a spring chicken any longer. He's aging like everybody else. So he must be understanding the pressures and things on him. And of course, also as a professional player, there are other responsibilities off the field. He's got a young family, and I'm sure that must be also in his mind. And I believe he's wanting to settle in England and things like that. So it's a period where there are personal issues that also come into the equation. And we've seen that Rohit Sharma also, if you recall, in the Australian tour, he missed a test because of the birth of his child. All these things happen in the life of a sportsman, and I think we have to give way for personal, considerations as well.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. There's no denying that. And sir, while we've spoken about the physical aspects of it, do tell us how tough is it emotionally for a player to walk away from a format that shaped their identity?
Well, look, you have to take a call. It's never easy, but then you have to do it at the right time. Vijay Merchant, the great Indian cricketer of the past, he used to say, you should be asked why you're leaving and not why not. Those are famous words that he mentioned. So I think that is I think the right time for both Rohit Sharma and for Virat Kohli to take this decision. They've done the right thing. Imagine if he had gone to England and had a very poor series, and then everybody would be weighing for his blood. So I think he's taken the right thing. He has shown like a champion, and he goes with his head held high. There's no better way, no better time to leave. I think this is right decision that he's taken. It's in the interest of Indian cricket, because if you're not physically and mentally fit, then it's better to give way for a new talent to come up.
Right, sir. I'm in fact joined by my colleague Krishna Kumar in the studios. He wants to ask you a couple of questions. I'm handing it over to him, sir.
Right, Mr. Venkat Sundaram, great to have you with us on this broadcast for this big story that's breaking as we speak. You've seen what happened from the beginning of what happened with R. Ashwin and his retirement, and that sort of foretold, how the old guard needs to go away as far as Indian cricket is concerned. Indian Test cricket is concerned. Many feeling that you need a revamped Test team. Do you think all that played on the minds of in the mind of Virat Kohli?
Well, the great poet Tennyson said that the old order changeth, yielding way to new. He said this 100 years back. So Tennyson's words come to my mind now, because you see, you have to hold your place. You have to be fit mentally and physically, and you can't carry on forever, right? We are seeing what happened with Chennai Super Kings in IPL, right? Here's a classic example where new blood was not introduced at the right time, and the team has just collapsed. We don't want that happening to an Indian Test team. So therefore, they have to make way for the new people. Continuing on that poetry of Tennyson, he said that the old order changes, yielding place to new, lest one good custom should corrupt the world. What he meant was, what is good today may not be good tomorrow. So you have to give way. So I think this is the right time for these cricketers to take a call on their careers. They've had very illustrious careers, full of success and Test average of over 50 almost. So that's fantastic, and a long career. So let's not forget that. And besides his fielding, his fitness, everything. So I think at the right time, people have to take this. This is a tough. This is never easy to walk away.